Hey everyone, how are you doing? I'm sitting here at my local watering hole and I wanted to talk to you about something very important. Your weight is a filling, and I'm going to prove it. Other than a couple earrings and a necklace, that's the only differences. Other than taking steps to feel better about myself, skincare to feel better about myself, hormone supplements to feel better about myself. Whether they work or not is not the point of tonight's video. It's that I feel like they're going to. Now, yes, they are absolutely great products, but because I already felt leading up to this, the fact that there's over 2,000 of you listening to me and caring about what I have to say and being inspired and everything else that comes along with it. Can we talk just for a moment? Just like always. Just like the first time. The very first video I ever made was called The Safe Haven. And I said, welcome. And God had been putting on my heart that night to, in all places here, be the place that I said, if there was anyone who needed anything, a safe place, no matter color, creed, race, or religion, that my page would be a safe place as long as everyone is respectful of my beliefs. I'm more than happy to be respectful of other people's. But then I went with my husband today, and he asked me this morning if I want to go with him, and I kind of him-hawed for a second. I'm like, yeah, I'll go, and I really actually made my mind up for, that was the first time, and I don't know how long, I actually knew, I made my mind up for once in my life that this was the direction that I'm going. When a couple years ago, when I decided then, it took everything I had. 5 years ago was when I woke up. 5 years ago is when I decided that I was done living the way I was. No matter what it was, this mental war was going to end. I was going to overcome it. And if I was stuck living with it, well, then I'm stuck living with it. But so help me, I will live happily. So help me, whether or not what's going on in the world, I will live with joy. Because up until that's taken away from me physically, I still have it. And I noticed this trend a couple years ago during, that we were censored more than we ever were. And that, normal everyday questions about things and their side effects that was being rushed because of the status quo. But it didn't require to everyone, especially those who were pushing it. Especially those pushing it did not even go to those same requirements, and depending on what state you were in, was clearly dependent on what laws that were established for these protocols of this time. I knew then that the world had one agenda and God had another. I knew that night that when I sat on my couch and all this, I had already gotten sick 3 months prior in November, and this hit in January, February, March, of a toxic sickness that almost really, it landed me in the hospital for weeks, especially with my asthma, a severe upper respiratory event. They had not seen one like it in 30 some years that I had been alive, that I had had a reaction that my airway had just been completely cut off. This opened a lot of things for me. And over 5 years' time, I become a completely different person. Actually, no. I become the initial person I was before I was ever told I wasn't this person. And to bring it all the way back around home of why when you take something like Kind Patches, when you're doing stuff to betterment your skin, when new earrings and a necklace, make you feel fancy, and you don't need $1,000 for it to be the necklace. But you like it because it's beautiful and it shines and it won't turn. That's the only care I've ever cared about jewelry. I don't care the price. It's if it's shiny and if it's pretty. And no real woman will ever care. By the way, guys, if you've got a girl that's mad over the size of her ring, then you've got the wrong girl. This is my third set. He got me one set when we very first got together, when we decided to get married, because we weren't going to get married, but he got sick. A lot of things happened. 5 years happened. Anyway, so I got my original set, and my hands have swollen so much since that original time. I cannot wear my original set, but I actually, if I could, I would. It was a 3-set white sapphire engagement ring. It was like $40 on one of those jewelry sites, Julia's jewelry site. It was like $100, maybe $200 ring. But that wasn't the point. He was laying in a bed dying when he picked out that ring. He was dying when he picked out that ring. But when he gave me this one, it was because it had been like the 3rd or 4th year of us being together, and we had used our taxes like we did every year, and to pay off the bills. And he caught this actual diamond ring on sale. It's a real diamond ring. But I don't care anymore about the shine of this one, and the shine of this one, or the shine of this one, or the shine of this one, or these ones back here, or the one diamond earring I actually have. Okay? Or the actual most expensive earring I have is right here. And it's a sterling silver. And it's because my sister-in-law got me this piece. I've always wanted this piece, and my sister-in-law bought it for me, plus a tattoo, and paid for both. One for a memorial piece for my mother, and for what she'd went through that we share on our leg. And she let me pick out some of the colorings for the elephant, and it represents multiple facets for both of us. She has her stories for why it represented for her, and I have mine. But the cool part is we both have the story that we both got the elephant. And it was one of the first things my sister-in-law did for me. Now, why I say your weight is a feeling is because when I was at my skinniest before my knee surgery, I weighed 160 pounds, 150 pounds, soaking wet. And I thought I was fat. And now weighing 180 pounds, losing weight, 190 pounds, losing weight, I feel skinny. And these are not things I want you guys to take lightly. That you cannot hate yourself and lose weight. You cannot hate yourself and try to feed yourself like a strict diet and this thing or this thing or this thing. That's never going to be how it is. The only way you're ever going to lose weight is to accept the weight you are right now in this moment, and find a way to feel beautiful. And that's my message for today, is when you stop caring about your weight and you start finding things that you like, something other than what you hate about yourself. Like my teeth. I hated my original teeth until I broke them, and then I had to have all these surgeries and stuff like this to fix my teeth, even down to having a curve in one tooth and this one being fine. Like, I've had to go, like, some of my teeth are perfect, and then some of my teeth are actually curved. You know, like, I could pick out this one curved tooth back here, or I could pick out this perfect tooth, or I could pick out how my bottom teeth have had a lot of work done on them. Like, you know, I could talk about that. Or I could just accept that I have a pretty smile, and that when people see my smile, it makes them feel better. I feel the most beautiful I have ever felt in my life. And it's because I feel beautiful. I feel my message is out there. I feel my beliefs are out there. I feel my God is out there. I feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose. And nothing else. No weight, no hair, no makeup, no filler, no no rugs in your house, being drug outside will make you feel any better until you learn to clean the house with a broom and love the house you already have. You will never be able to buy a new house because you are the one moving into it. You have to love the house you already have because it knows you hate it. It knows that you don't like it. It knows that you're hurting. It knows your flesh believes you're its enemy because you hate it. So therefore, it's not going to work for you. Losing weight will always start with having a good relationship with your body. So work with the grain, not against it, and follow along if you like my content.